Good evening. You're listening to the Hour of the Time. I'm William Cooper. Boy, sounds like I got a low mic here. Let me check some things. Sounds like the mic's really low. Let me get it a little closer. That's better. That's a little better, I think. Of course, it could be this cold I have, too. And I think tonight you're going to, well, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to think of tonight's broadcast, to tell you the truth. I hope it does something to you, although I don't know what that would be. I'm going to read something to you. Now, here's the parameter by which you must listen to this. You've got to be in a dark room, because that's the kind of place we're going to visit. Sort of moody and gloomy. You've got to be in a dark room. You should be in a comfortable chair. You should be able to lean all the way back, put your head back, and close your eyes. Because I'm going to try and evoke some pictures for you. I want you to see the place where I'm going to try. I don't know if I can really do this, but I'm going to try to take you somewhere and let you see it. It's an incredible place. Maybe 2 or 3 of you will recognize it. I don't think it could possibly be more than that. But maybe 2 or 3 of you will recognize it. And if you do, then you and I are very close, for those of you who recognize this place. So, turn out the light, find a comfortable chair, sit back, close your eyes, and listen, and try to see what it is that I'm describing to you. It should be an interesting evening, to say the least. It is a lonely, bleak, and sandy place. A group of colorless shanties placed at odd angles and apart from each other dot the land. The shacks are bound together by wooden pallets laid end to end, forming walkways, but leading nowhere. Sandbags are piled high around each hut. The boundary to the north is a river, and to the east is the sea. The south and west are bounded by concertina wire, barbed wire, and minefields. A concrete ramp slopes gently down and into the river. East of the ramp is a pier made up of ammy barges fastened together. The barges provide a resting place for 6 and 8 boats, which bob up and down with the barges as the surf rolls into the river mouth. West of the ramp are 2 additional piers. The first is longer and shelters 8 PBRs, Patrol Boat River. They are Mark I PBRs of Riv Div 543, and they bristle with weapons. Farther west, just inside the wire boundary, is a 75-foot tower, where unseen eyes watch expectantly in all directions from this lofty nest. At the foot of the tower is the last pier, alongside which are moored 5 LCPL Mark V patrol boats of the Dongha River Security Group, very old, dented, with bullet holes providing ventilation here and there. 1 new LCPL Mark 12 bobs gently, rolling against its mooring lines. The groan of mooring lines, the crashing surf, the haunting whisper of the cold sea breeze are the only sounds that one can hear. The sandbagged shanty nearest the PBR pier is the medical sickbay, where the ill and wounded are treated by 3 tired Navy corpsmen. And just to the south and underground is the command post. Radio antennas reach up from between sandbags, striving to touch the low-lying clouds. Directly east and 3 huts down the walkway is a sign nailed over the door of a hooch. It is black with a full moon in the center and a flying bat outlined against the moon. Under the emblem, it reads, Dongha River Security Group, Night Fighters. 2 more huts to the east, and on the other side of the boardwalk is another sign. It reads, River Division 543. It is a lonely outpost on the demilitarized zone between North and South Vietnam. The sole purpose of the camp is to support the patrol boats. The mission of the boats is to protect convoys of supply boats, LCUs bound for Dongha and Quang Tri, and to deny the enemy access to the river. Across the river on the north bank is a 3rd Marine Battalion recon camp. A few tents mark their position in the sand, bounded on the east by the South China Sea. West of the Marine camp is the village of My Loc. Vietnamese men, women, and children, numbering about 200, live in the impoverished wooden homes which form the bulk of this small village. Their loyalty is questionable at best. West of the village is an ARVN, South Vietnamese Army compound. They are poorly trained and normally retreat when confronted by the enemy. Essentially, they are useless. Farther west, about 1/4 mile, is the rubble of a French colonial city, and up from the ruins rise columns attesting the architecture of a forgotten time. No one knows when the city was destroyed. Its history has been lost in the turmoil and misery of war and exploitation. Immediately to the west of the ruins, a creek runs to the north. The mouth of this trickle of water is strung with row after row of concertina wire. The wire denies access to or from the creek by any boat or swimmer. The mouth of the creek is called Whiskey 2. On the south bank, across from Whiskey 2, is an old colonial home. It is the headquarters of Coastal Group 11. The force consists of 3 American Navy advisors, 43 men of the South Vietnamese Navy, and 7 junk patrol boats. Each man in the Vietnamese junk force has a tattoo on his chest. It reads, Sat Cong. The tattoo means, kill communists. These men are loyal, dependable, and vicious fighters. Their mission is to patrol the seacoast from the DMZ south to the Perfume River. The junk boats in their unit bear witness to the superstitious nature of the men. This is denoted by the eyes painted on the bow of each boat. The Vietnamese believe the eyes guide them and ward off harmful spirits. It is a common trait of the Vietnamese to belong to and practice several different religions at the same time. Since death is so near, they reason, it is best to belong to them all. If they practice only one, it may be the wrong one. In effect, they believe in covering all the bases. It is the monsoon season. The wind courses from the north and east, cursing this place with cold, rain, and low, black, ominous clouds. The light filtering through casts its drab finger on the land, striking shadows dead. It is a perpetual twilight that eats at the soul and spreads the specter of doom. Sand is everywhere. Sand is everywhere. Sand, sand, sand. It's in the cots. It's in your clothes. It's in the food. It's in the shacks. It's in the boats. It's everywhere. Gritty, irritating, coarse sand invades all. There is no escape from it. It is so much a part of life that if it disappeared, one would miss it dearly. The Takan River is dark and muddy. The current is strong, grabbing all things, eating away the banks and plants, and sweeps them down to the sea. The rain in the mountains swells the river beyond its limits, flooding low-lying areas. Sandbars lying just below the surface shift and change daily, like a mischievous child playing tag with the boats. The water is dangerous. Aside from the normal fish, it harbors sharks near the river mouth, and deadly water snakes permeate its entire length. It conceals mines planted by the North Vietnamese Army and the Viet Cong. To the Vietnamese, it provides food and travel from dawn until sundown when curfew begins. To us, it is a mysterious, evil monster to be confronted each night, night after night, night upon night, endlessly, without any break, every single night. The river is strategic to both sides. It is a natural barrier and an important supply route for Quang Tri and Dong Ha. The river mouth is 3 miles south of the DMZ, which is the demilitarized zone. The DMZ is a stretch of land running east and west along the 17th parallel from the sea to the Laotian border. It is 5 miles wide and is the most desolate, devastated place on earth. It is a gloomy, hellish area where nothing grows. Nothing grows. It is bombed often and sprayed with defoliants constantly. No man, no animal, no plant will ever be able to live or travel this killing ground safely. It is the surface of the moon, pocketed with bomb craters, poisoned by chemicals, and hiding mines everywhere. But despite all these dangers, the North Vietnamese cross it as a matter of routine. We also venture in from time to time, but it is insanity. 1 mile west of Whiskey 2, Jones Creek carries the deadly chemicals from North Vietnam and the DMZ and dumps into the river. The creek was named after an American patrol boat sailor, the first American killed on the creek. Jones Creek is narrow and treacherous, but navigable. Thick vegetation lines the banks, providing convenient cover for sudden and very, very deadly ambush. About 400 meters, 4 clicks, north of the creek's mouth is another marine outpost on the east bank. Again, an old colonial home is utilized. The outpost consists of 1 platoon of recon Marines from the 3rd Marine Battalion and their officer, a green lieutenant. Jones Creek is also strategic, because it is a favorite infiltration route of the NVA and the Viet Cong. This creek, Jones Creek, strikes fear, cold, numbing fear into the hearts of those who patrol it. The enemy uses the creek frequently and has the upper hand. The NVA and VC can pick the spot of confrontation and make good preparations. The thick vegetation provides them with cover and can hide many things from the men on the boats. Because the creek is narrow, very narrow, ambush is deadly. Even though the enemy has the advantage, he fears the boats as much as the men on the boats fear the creek. The arch enemy of the men who patrol the Takhan River is the NBA 125th Naval Sapper Regiment. It is a special unit trained and existing only to destroy the patrol boats and regain control of the river. 80% of all contact with the enemy on the Takhan River involves elements of the North Vietnamese Army's 125th Naval Sapper Regiment. The remaining 20% involve other units of NBA and BC forces whose mission is unknown. The headquarters of the NBA 125th Naval Sapper Regiment is on the coast of North Vietnam, about 15 miles north of the DMZ. The Takhan River is divided into 5 patrol areas. The first, called 1 Lima, begins at the river mouth and ends at Whiskey 2. The second, 2 Lima, begins at Whiskey 2 and ends at the New Channel. The New Channel is at the mouth of Jones Creek. It is a shortcut carved through an island. It is faster, enabling the boats to patrol the river more efficiently. 3 Lima is the adjacent patrol area running from the New Channel to Whiskey 1-3. It is the tip of a triangular island. A tributary of the river runs behind the island, joining Jones Creek. Whiskey 1-3 is the northwestern tip of the triangle. The island is covered with mounds. The mounds are graves, hundreds of graves. The Vietnamese bury their dead on top of the ground and then cover them with earth and make a huge mound. The island, beginning on the south bank of the New Channel, is also covered with graves. Some of these have monuments of stone built above or around them. Some of the graves are flat. They could be French Catholic burial places. In any event, it is a scary, haunted place where strange things happen. No word is ever spoken of it, but the men on the boats believe it is a bad place to die. 4 Lima's patrol area begins at Whiskey 1-3 and ends at Whiskey 9, where the river narrows. Whiskey 9 is a favorite ambush and fording spot for NBA and BC units infiltrating south. The north bank at the spot is rocky, covered with very large trees and thick vegetation. Whiskey 9 requires an alert crew and an extremely cautious attitude. From Whiskey 9 to the bridge at the city of Dong Ha is 5 Lima's patrol area. The patrol requires the same caution required of 4 Lima. There are 2 additional areas which are patrolled infrequently. The first is Jones Creek. The second is the river branch running from Whiskey 9 to Quang Tri City. It is known as the Quang Tri Cutoff. During the dry summer months, the cutoff is not navigable. The water level is too low for the draft of the boats. At the southwest bank, where the Quang Tri Cutoff begins, there's a small sampan city inhabited by boat people. They are born, live, fish, and die on their sampans. Some of them have never stood on solid ground in their entire life. When daylight fades and night comes, suddenly, upon the river, death begins to reap his harvest, ghastly stalking those who venture out. The cards are dealt. Each man has his hand. Some will win, some will lose, and some will break even. The fireworks begin. In the ghostly light of flares, the shadows dance. Red tracers light up the sky. In the distance, the brilliant light of 100 explosions flash as flying machines let go their lethal load. It is 1,000,000 4th of Julys, all in one night, every night. Charlie creeps out of hiding to confront the boats. Men are locked in mortal combat. It is darker than dark. The monsoon clouds smother all light from the heavens. Adrenaline flows, and the specter of fear looms in the hearts of men. The night passes slowly, oh, so very slowly, as if for eternity there would be no light, no warmth upon the earth. Men strain to see in the black void which envelops them. They listen intently for any warning which may save their life. The sounds of battle are everywhere, some near, some far, but everywhere. On this night, Tulima ventures into the new channel. Red streaks of light suddenly cut the night. The whoosh of rockets are deafening. The boat responds with only yards between the two antagonists. A fierce exchange takes place, and blood flows on the deck of the boat. Blood runs upon the ground. The cries of the wounded rang upon the ear, and courage crumbles for some. As suddenly as it began, it is finished. The killing is done, and it is almost morning. Yet it seems as if morning will never come. The first thing that is noticed is the fog settling down to rest upon the earth. As the sun creeps over the horizon, a little light, very little, filters through, and the boats begin to work their way home. The men are weary and spent. Some are dazed. Some will sleep today, and some will not. Some will awaken in a hospital somewhere far away. Some will go home to their family in body bags. But those alive will confront the monster again and again and again. There is no rest, and there is no reason. No one in the world knows of this place. It is only a small part of a large and terrible nightmare. But it is reality. Stark, naked, slap-you-in-the-face reality. And here a hot beer tastes damn good. Rice and sea rations are a gourmet meal. Nothing is taken for granted. For here, every day and every night, every moment, every second, life walks hand in hand with death. Hoa Viet, Republic of Vietnam, 1968. Well, the phones are open, folks, 520-333-4578.
That's right, folks. The phones are open. And we'll be taking your calls for the rest of the broadcast. The first portion of tonight's show was a rerun, in case you didn't know that. We're live now. And I'm still looking for people who may have been in that place with me, or before me, or after me. Long, long time ago, seems to me. I mean, it really seems like another century, another time. But of course, it wasn't. 520-333-4578 is the number. If you'd like to participate in this, if you're a Vietnam veteran and you've got anything to say about what you heard, or about your particular participation in the Vietnam War, then I'm certainly interested in hearing what you have to say. The number is 520-333-4578. I have no idea what music to play after this. Good evening. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
Whoa. Hello.
Hey, I just want to call and thank you. That is very moving, what just played. I was not in Vietnam. I missed about 2 years. I was going to join up, so stupid as it was.
Before you go any farther, could I get you to put your mouth right in front of the telephone and talk a lot louder, please?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to call and tell you I love your show. I think you're the greatest man on earth.
Well, please don't do that to me. Don't put me up on a big high pedestal, because I'm a human being just like everybody else, and the first thing I'm going to do is fall off.
Well, I understand that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It is so moving, and I just want to say I appreciate everyone who went and served. I really do. Even though, I mean, I didn't protest the war. I was for the war. You know, I was a kid. My daddy was in Special Forces. He got out before he had to go. But I just want to tell everybody I appreciate them going and not running to Canada and doing what their country called them to do, even though it may have been wrong. But even though fighting communism, I don't believe it's wrong. But a hypothetical question. What do you think, or what time do you think, that after seeing your website tonight, first time I hit it tonight, and I'll tell you what, I think it's the best website on the internet. What's the time frame, do you think?
Time frame for what?
For the trouble to start here.
Well, the trouble actually started many years ago.
Oh, yeah,
and
I understand that.
We're already a part of world government. It's already been formed, and under Article 6 of the Constitution, by misinterpretation, the United States really doesn't exist anymore, except as a vassal state of the United Nations.
Yes, sir.
And so, you know, people keep asking me, when's it going to start? It started in 1945,
yes,
and it's just been getting worse since then. The question is, when are you going to draw the line and say no more, as I did a long time ago?
I understand, and I tell you what, I admire you for that. But I think the problem with Americans today, and me personally, with 4 kids sitting here, and I have to provide a future for them, most of us don't want to be Patrick Henry.
I understand that 100%. Do you think it was easy for me to send my family out of the country?
No, sir.
Do you think it was easy?
I admire you for that.
Do you think it was easy for me to do what I have done, knowing that at some future date it was going to come down to me personally standing my ground on my doorstep and maybe having to sacrifice the lives of my family? I was lucky that I was able to send them out of the country.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you have to go back and read history. You see, George Washington was faced with the same decision. So was Benjamin Franklin. So was Thomas Paine. We're just not talking about the man that you cite.
Yes, sir.
Here. We're talking about an entire generation of men, many of whom died, many of whom lost limbs, many of whom lost family members, lost their property, they suffered terribly.
Yes, sir.
And for your information, they only represented about 5% or less of the entire population of the 13 colonies at that time. Most of the population was either on the side of King George or just didn't give a damn.
Yes, sir. I have read that. In fact, I told a friend of mine, he said, well, we may have a chance after all then.
That's my point, exactly. And look at the Chechens.
Yes.
They're fighting one of the largest armies, one of the most ruthless armies, one of the most ruthless nations and military forces on the face of this earth, and they're kicking their ass.
Yes, sir.
And the Afghanistanis did the same thing. They kicked their butts.
Yes, sir. It's like, I don't know if you said it the other night, but it's like take away their computers and they're lost.
That's right. These are techno brats.
Right.
The United States military today is an all-volunteer force of socialist techno brats.
Yes.
And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of you out there may not understand this, may not believe it, but we can kick their ass really easy.
Yes, sir. I agree with you 100%. Growing up as a kid hunting in the woods of North Carolina and wind up in the deep woods and the sun set on us and we get out by moss in the back of the trees and fighting, everything that was crawling up against us. I mean, we can do it. It can be done.
Yeah.
We just go back to our forefathers who fought the Second Revolution.
But first, you see, the only way that we can win is if we're willing to die for what we believe in. See, because they're not. They're not willing to die for that because the only reason they're in this all-volunteer force because they're little socialists that want the government to take care of them.
Yes.
They can't make it out in the real world.
And the authority. I think a lot of them, the reason we have so many people getting into law, we're having a bad time here in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people want to just, I got to be in law enforcement. I got to be a sheriff. I've got to be a policeman. I've got to go to work for the government. It's like
It's socialism.
Yes, sir.
They can't make it anywhere else.
That's right.
And they know that once they get hired by any government organization, it is so hard to fire them, it's almost impossible.
Oh, absolutely. Well, what we say around here, the reason we have so many government employees is because you can't get a job in the real world.
It's true.
But it's badge-itis. A good friend of mine who spent many years on North Carolina Highway Patrol.
Yeah, and the only people who have badge-itis are insecure children who never really grow up. And they got to have that gun on the hip to feel like they're a man, because without it, they're not.
That's right. Well,
and it's the truth. Now, I'm not talking about every police officer.
Oh, no, sir.
I'm not talking about every man in the military. There are some really good people out there who really do have the best intentions.
Yes,
but
sir.
I know from talking to many of them who call me and tell me about their experiences that they are so disillusioned that it's almost impossible to be a good police officer or a good military person in this world today.
Yes,
because
they're leaving.
Yeah, they are.
They're leaving
They're either leaving or being forced out.
That's right. You're absolutely right. I come from a long line of law enforcement, and everybody asked me. My granddaddy was a constable here in North Carolina before they had deputy sheriffs. My daddy was a deputy sheriff. My cousin was a deputy sheriff. And everybody asked me, with my mentality, why aren't you in law enforcement? I look at it this way. If I catch a man committing a crime, he's gone. And I know I do not need to be in law enforcement.
Yeah.
And I see so many kids, all these guys around here that are now in law enforcement, they were the punk kids in school that everybody picked on, and they never had any, they weren't the football team.
Yeah,
they got the high dates, and now they're walking around with a badge and all puffed up like a little bantam rooster.
Yeah, well, I hate to say this, but it's true. They never felt like they belonged. Right. They never felt like they were real men, and that gun became their penis.
That's right.
And now they're real men. Woohoo! Look at me, got a gun, boy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole wrong idea of the subject of law enforcement.
Absolutely. It's absolutely backwards.
You used to, if there was a sheriff that rode around, in your area of the county, you knew him by name. They came up, they spoke to you. Nowadays, they ride around, they're running 70 miles an hour and 45, and they're big shots.
Uh-huh.
Country club type.
I know. But remember now, this doesn't apply to all of them. I know some of the best men that I know in this whole world are police officers.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
One of the best men in the entire state of Arizona is a member of the Department of Public Service, which in Arizona is the Highway Patrol. He put out a tape that almost every patriot in this country has and listens to. And
Jack McLam?
No, not Jack McLam. Not at all. Nope. His name is David Mann.
I've heard it.
He doesn't like it when I say his name on the radio, but I'm going to do it anyway because he should be very proud of himself, and I'm very proud of him. And every patriot in this country who's listened to that tape that he has made is proud of him also. He's a real patriot.
Yes, sir.
And, he's been in the Arizona Department of Public Service for his entire career and never had a promotion, not once. You know why? Because he's a good man.
Yes, sir.
He should be at the head of the Department of Public Service in Arizona.
He's not scratching anybody's back.
Well, he just does his job properly. He does it right. And when you do that, and you do it the way it's supposed to be done, looking out for people's rights rather than infringing on them, not kissing up to the well, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir.
Well, Dave never did any of that. He just
hate a butt kisser.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I grew. I mean,
in fact, when I see him, I give him a real butt to kiss.
That's what most of the time I'm telling folks out here. You know, just kiss my white southern butt. I'm just tired of it. It's just the idiocy of all of it. The way they're pushing this new world order down our throats and everything. And I try to talk to my neighbors and you know the folks like, hey, look, you're crazy. I mean, and you give them proof. And say, oh, this is Trump stuff. You know? And it gets to the point, you know, they're calling you Chicken Little. You know, the sky's falling. The sky's falling.
Well, the sky is really falling now. And a lot of the people who used to call me names and say I was Chicken Little and I was stupid and I was some freako, weirdo, right-wing conspiracy wacko nut are now calling me up and saying, Bill, I'm so sorry that I ever thought that way about you because I can see it happening right in front of my face now.
I know. When I first started listening to you, it's been years ago, I talked to you, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning on the weekends. And everything you said then has come to pass, and that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, everything I wrote in my book has come to pass.
Yes, sir. I have got to get that, too. But it's been nice talking to you. God bless you. Keep up the good work for us.
Thanks for calling. God bless you, too.
Help all of us people and get up there and take the stand, you know, for like Patrick Henry did. We've got to.
Yeah, and help us fight racism. Next time you say something like that, bend over and say, kiss my black ass.
Yes, sir.
And you'll help us all out.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Good night. 520-333-4578 is the number. You know, if you've been to the website lately, which is williamcooper.net, it's just in our face now. I mean, they're not even attempting to hide it. Just the other day, the Speaker of the House, the Republican Speaker of the House, declared publicly the agenda of the Republican Party. We want a global world, he said, which means one world government. Good evening, you're on the air.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, the other night you were talking about, you know, what people can do to inform people.
Uh-huh.
Well, I just want to let you know that there's some guys out here in southwestern Pennsylvania. The last 5 years we've held a UN flag burning.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
the last 2 years.
I used to advertise that on the air.
We had a Blue Beret practice shoot.
Yeah.
Where we'd the last one, it was pretty funny. Me and my other friends, we would dress up as jackbooted thugs.
Uh-huh.
You know, with Kevlar helmets and everything, and we got a checkpoint at the gate. You should have seen some of the look on the people's face.
Nazi jackbooted thugs.
Yeah, exactly. And we've also tried to educate people on the Constitution. We passed out the Citizens Rule Book. We probably went through about 2,000 to 3,000 of those.
Excellent. That's wonderful.
In the area, and also some of the Y2K expos they had out in the area. Although we didn't push the Y2K.
By the way, before you go on, I want to stress to people how important the Citizens Rule Book is. I have a copy right here.
Yeah, it's a great book.
In fact, I carry a copy with me all the time, wherever I go. I have a copy in the studio. I have a copy in every car that we have. I have a copy in my getaway bag. And really.
Yeah, we're the same way pretty much here.
Good.
I'm a mail carrier, and I even carry one in my mail sack to argue with some of the college professors in the area. So I try to educate them, you know, the low-life mailman talking to the higher elites.
Yeah, that must really frost me.
And it kind of, I guess they respect me because I know my material pretty well. I mean,
No, they respect you because if they don't, they won't get their mail.
Yeah, okay.
Can't piss this guy off. I won't get my mail. I got to listen to it. No matter what he says, I got to listen to the dude.
But we've used a lot of your material, your treason documents, stuff like that, to educate people, and we get a really good response.
Wonderful.
A really good response from people.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that.
I just wanted to call and let you know that there are some people out here that are trying to make a difference.
Oh, I know there are, but the numbers are not large.
I understand that.
And the reason I said what I did earlier is that they don't have to be large.
Yeah.
All we need is 5% to win.
Well, we were at Lexington last year, and I'll tell you what, it was really, I got a really good feeling out of it just from being there. I had like a spiritual connection with the place. It was kind of like, you know, how you hear some of the guys that go to Gettysburg, and they feel the ghosts or, you know, whatever, that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's true, but I just felt really connected with the place.
Well, I've got to tell you, I've been to Gettysburg, and I don't know if I felt ghosts or not, but you certainly feel something.
You feel like a presence or something.
You feel something there.
Yeah.
No doubt about it at all.
My friend, we felt that up at Lexington and Concord and all that up there. We just go up there in the evening sometimes, just sit and, you know, kind of hang out and look around. It's a really good experience. But getting back to those Y2K expos, like I said, we passed out a lot of your information. We used a lot of the information from your book.
Yeah, but it doesn't do any good. These people are still listening to the same people.
Yeah, I know.
And they still believe every word that they say. It doesn't, because here's the reason why. You're talking to the walking brain dead.
Yeah.
They are already casualties. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
They're casualties.
What's it going to take?
They should be under a sheet.
What's it going to take to wake these people up, though?
Well, see, that's the problem. We have to learn a lesson from Jesus. Jesus never tried to wake anybody up that didn't want to be awakened.
I guess you're true there, yeah.
See, stop trying to wake up the walking brain dead. Talk to the ones who want to listen.
Yeah.
Or just talk. And if somebody stops and listens, that's fine.
Well, I find myself
don't even be concerned about the people who walk on by.
Yeah, I find myself even doing that when I'm out and about, like doing my grocery shopping or something. It's weird how you get in a conversation about something where the conversation leads, you know.
That's true.
It's, you don't know how you affect those people.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like you tell two friends and so on, you know, like that one commercial.
Well, it's true, and I talked about that years ago when I started this broadcast.
Yeah.
You know, this is like let me see, this is like the 8th year of the hour of the time. And a long time ago, when I first began doing this broadcast, I told people, it's about education. And the biggest job that we have before us is educating vast numbers of people. So just go out and talk about what you hear after you have verified that it's true.
Yeah.
And give people proof if they want it, and it will spread. And it did. It really did. When I started, I couldn't get 3 people in a living room in Podunk, Iowa, to even help me pay for my travel expenses. You know, but they would sit down and listen to me and look at me like I was crazy. You know, before I stopped my speaking tours, I could fill the Salt Dome. And you know, a few years before, you couldn't even get the Salt Dome to consider even having you there speaking.
Yeah. Well, we saw you speak up in Syracuse when you were in Syracuse. Me and Mike, I don't know if you remember us.
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah, that's us.
We sat in the lobby of the motel and
hung up a lot of your time in the lobby. We were very impressed with your cordialness.
Yeah, well, we hung out for a while.
Exactly. We really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Wish we could have stayed the second day.
Well, listen, I got to let some more people get in here.
Okay, Bill. And God bless.
Nice to hear from you.
Hang in there, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, God bless. Bye.
520-333-4578 is the number. Thank you for calling. Yeah, I certainly do remember hanging out with you guys there in the lobby of the motel for a couple of hours and talking and stuff. And, you know, the people in Syracuse treated us so wonderfully. And it was the black student body of Syracuse University who invited me to speak and took care of me and paid for the hotel and you know, showed us around and everything. They were wonderful, wonderful people. Good evening. You're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed your little piece on Claviette.
Thank you.
It put me right back there. I was there in 1969.
You were there in 1969?
I was at Dong Ha, and we used to go up the Claviette to the beach to go swimming with all the sea snakes.
Yeah.
And when they pulled the 3rd Marine Division out, they brought us up to that base. We spent the night there at the base. They took our guns away from us.
That's when we were leaving Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, 1969. and I could see it.
Oh, we didn't leave.
You described it. It was.
We didn't leave till later. I mean, that's when you were personally leaving Vietnam.
That's correct. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm feeling goosebumps. I'm getting chills now just talking to you because you were there.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I mean, it was just like I was going down the river, up the river again.
Oh, wow. Well, this is a very important moment for me because you're the first person since I left there that I've ever spoken to who was ever there. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I'm glad that you turned out the way you did.
Well, thank you very much, very, very much.
A wonderful job for the people of the country, whether most of them realize it or not. There was four of us in my unit that we were very tight, and one of them's dead now, and two of them's on 100% disability. But I guess I'm the only one that turned out. I'm a vice president of an electric company.
Well, congratulations. Have you been to the wall?
Yes, I have.
And
we went.
What was
carried my family to Washington. We spent a week up there one time.
What was your reaction when you went up to the wall?
I tell you what, Bill. I didn't realize it. I didn't make the connection. But when we went there, it was Father's Day. And that was just. I mean, you could just feel the grief. You could feel the pain, and there was all these little pictures and Father's Day cards.
What you really mean is that you could feel it.
I could feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could feel it.
Nobody else seems to feel that. I mean, people are sort of stunned by it and they're impressed by it, but Vietnam veterans, for every Vietnam veteran that I know that was really in Vietnam and really experienced combat, sort of breaks down when they walk up to that wall.
Yeah, it just pulls it right out of you.
Yeah.
It really does.
I cried like a baby. And there was nothing I could do about it. Nothing whatsoever. It was beyond my control period.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But I did want to tell you, man, you just really touched me tonight. It was just, my wife brought me a new shortwave radio, and I just started listening to it. I was just flipping around and happened to catch the show. And,
did you recognize where I was talking about before I said where it was?
Yes, I did.
It's just not hard, is it?
Oh, no. We had we used to cross the DMZ all the time.
Oh man, this is. I want to thank you so much for calling, and
I want to thank you. I've often wanted to put my experiences into words.
Oh, please do, because nobody's ever done about that place. Nothing has ever been written about that area of the war except one book that I know of that was written by a bunch of Marines that were up a little bit north of Hoa Viet and Dong Ha, much closer to the DMZ where the fire bases were. And that's the only book that I've ever read, and it really puts you in their shoes, but it doesn't connect with where we were at and what we were doing. And somebody needs to do it. I'm trying, but every time I get into that book and try doing what I need to do to make it where I can put it out where people could read it.
Yeah.
It just causes me such great pain and so many memories and a lot of tears. It's really hard for me to deal with it.
Oh, I can understand that.
Really, really difficult.
I can understand it completely.
But I'm going to do it.
Well, I hope you do, because you've got a very good start to it.
Well, thank you so much.
And I'm going to get off here and give someone else a chance to talk. But
well, my friend, you're my brother, and you brought some tears to my eyes tonight, but good tears.
Well,
if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm so thankful that you called. You're the first hand that's reached out to me from that place since I left there so many years ago, and I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Oh, I hated to hang up on that call. 520-333-4578. Yeah, my eyes are damp. No doubt about it.
And good evening, you're on the air.
Hello, Bill. I'm a brand new listener, and how glad I am that I tuned you in tonight.
Well, thank you.
I wanted to let you know that there's no way any of us that were left at home could understand what you guys went through. But our hearts were breaking, too. I had a good friend that came home that found that his wife was pregnant when he got off the plane. Senator Max Cleveland is a dear friend, and of course Max lost both legs and an arm. And I had a cousin also that came back and just could not adjust to life in America anymore and is now a drug addict. So we've lost a lot too, and our hearts just go out to you. We're so sorry that so many people didn't seem to understand, and just God bless you.
Well, thank you so very much. You know, I personally, when I went to fight in Vietnam, I believed that I was fighting for this country and for the Constitution and for freedom and all that stuff. Okay. When I got there and I really understood what was happening, it was a civil war between the Vietnamese, and we really didn't belong there.
I understand that.
And we all wanted to do something really good, and we were really betrayed by our own government. I mean,
yes,
we couldn't.
That is such a shame. I pray never again will we get in a war where we can't go in and fight and win. And we have one coming up that we are going to fight and win.
Yes, ma'am. And I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a civil war in this country, and it's not far off.
You are so right. But God bless you, Bill, and keep up the good work. People are listening. I'm a new convert, so you're getting out there.
Well, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you very much. 520-333-4578 is the number. And if you'd like to get in here, you're welcome. Boy, I sure would like to hear from some more people who served in Qua Viet in Vietnam. Good evening, you're on the air.
Hi, Bill.
Hi.
It's Bruce in Omaha.
Hi, Bruce.
I never made it to NAM, but as close as I got was Clark Air Base. I'd sit in the back seat of a B-47 checking out the ARC-65. If I could get Tansanut or if I could get Kadena, we'd have a good radio.
Yeah.
Call over there and ask them how the mortar report was. At Tansanut, light to variable mortars, that sort of thing. But no, I never did make it in country. But I went to moving the roving wall. It came to Omaha one time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help myself either. I never made it in the country, but I looked through those names and I just blubbered like a baby.
You had some connection there.
Well, when I was at Clark and Weather was working on those WBs, before I go to work in the morning, I'd come in from the hotel downtown. I'd go down to the base ops and eat breakfast. Excuse me. And there'd be these guys coming off Delta and Braniff and things like that, and Eastern on the way in the country. And stretching their legs for the plane to be refueled. And the cafeteria would fill up there at the terminal, and these guys would come and sit at my table. And I remember this one Army guy in his uniform with a Polish or Czechoslovakian name or something, very, very unusual name. And he was sitting at my table, and I said a few words to him. And a couple weeks later, in Pack-Ass Stars and Stripes, there was a list of KIAs at Yadrang up in the valley. And that name just jumped out at me.
Wow.
Kid hadn't been in the country 2 weeks.
Well, that happened to a lot of people.
That's right.
And that sort of started a little myth. You didn't get to know the new guys, and you sort of stayed away from the old guys.
Yeah.
Because if anybody's going to get killed, it's going to be the new guys or the guys that were just getting ready to go home.
Got it.
And but that's not really true. It did happen to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the myth, and it caused a lot of guys to really be in units on sort of kind of a lonely basis for a while until people realized that they weren't going to get them killed. And
you didn't want to make a lot of friends.
Yeah, but everybody there tried not to get to know anybody too well.
Right. I also had this one Navy troop sitting at my table one morning, and he come from a family that had been in the Navy for generations. And he took his wallet out of his pocket and started spreading out all his funny money that his uncle or his grandpa and his dad and his brothers had given him. He had money, banknotes from China. He had money from Greece. He had money from here and money from there. All these were good luck pieces.
Yeah. Listen, I got to let you go because we're out of time.
10-4.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Good night, folks. God bless each and every single one of you. Good night, Annie, Pooh, and Allison. The name of what you're going to hear is Quaviet River from Born on the 4th of July. Well, that's it for tonight, folks. Good night. God bless each and every single one of you. Good night, Annie, Pooh, and Allison. I love you.